All right. So basically what's happening here is we are lapping the valves or cutting a new valve seat. These heads were pretty trash. Um, it was exposed to the elements. So I had rust on the back of the valve. They weren't pitted, so it was worth, saving. Um, I was impressed how well it cleaned up. So I'm glad I tried. Yes, I sway, especially when I'm focusing on one task. So here you see me cleaning the new seat. I cleaned it with a toothbrush, several rags. I've got more rags, you know, off the camera here. You can't see them. The way my rag setup is, I try to keep a rag in the work area. So that way I can always have a rag close. I don't have to look for a rag or reach for another rag and then I end up cross-contaminating rags. We're going to leak test here. It's just a cap of acetone, basically. This tool, 25 bucks. Best $25 I've spent. And you can speed. So this is the start right here. And then I'll flip the head over. When you cut a new valve, or when you cut a face, you need to make sure to put that valve has to go back in that hole. So you basically marry the valve, which they're already kind of like that. So I kept up with the way that they were from an OE. I mark my head, one, two, three, four, etc. And I do left and right. I used to take all the valves out at one time, but that's a really fast way to, you know, kind of lose which one goes where. So now I just do them as my daughter. Moderate pressure. Obviously, using a drill, you can spin the RPMs up pretty high. You don't need it. I actually run my drill, um, I have a two-speed cordless. So I actually run it in the lower speed, so that way I don't have to worry about pulling the trigger too much. And some people will make this like a clean room, laboratory type of clean. It doesn't have to be like that. The main thing is metal on metal contact has to be clean. So, getting all the dirt, debris, any of the valve lapping material, you have to get it off of that new face, or you'll just keep cutting into it and cutting into it, uh, eventually wearing it down. So I just make sure I get that face really, really clean. Clean rag, brush it off, a spray blade cleaner in there. Um, I do quite a bit of stuff to try and head off any cleaner or any valve lapping compound staying on that combustion chamber. Here we go, putting the springs back on, top hat's back on. Now the tool, fighting these keepers. You want to talk about testing your patience? It's really boring, um, but it makes such a big difference, especially if you're going to end up grabbing a junkyard setup or a core setup. Super important.